the lockdown created a lot of things that have snowballed into unemployment. A lot of people are now unemployed. And so we need to do more in documenting the people, in having data on the people that are now have fallen down, have been plunged into poverty. And I think the government need to look at how we reach through from the national level to the state level and then to the local government. All hands need to be hands of governance. And we have representatives all over the place. So the funding that is collected at this level must be utilized for the people. And we need more, implementation in terms of not just the policies, but going down. And we need to follow the money. And so we ask the civil society organizations, to rise to the terms. Civil society organizations, all citizens, to monitor at all their levels, because these programs are at their levels. And prompt action. I think we need more civil society organizations to come on board to make a roll call if we have to have fund, because the government can do everything. We understand that. But their openness and access to information will help us a lot.
There's an economic sustainability plan, which is 2.3 trillion. It will be run for a period of years. But the first tranche of that plan is a 500 billion naira fund. And that's on the fiscal side. That means on the federal government side. There are also other interventions that the CBN is doing for pharmaceutical companies, aviation businesses, and also education businesses. But for the federal government, 500 billion, according to the Minister of State for Budget and Planning a few weeks ago, 288 billion naira has been disbursed. And the question from our side is, for what? We want more clarity about which specific projects make up the 288 billion, because the citizens deserve to know if this is the proper use of public funds. Don't let us forget that we need to sit down as a people and ask that when emergencies happen, are we reacting? Are we responding in a way that meets the needs of the poor, marginalized, and vulnerable people?
We've had an increase in loan that have been collected both from IMF and other multilateral, but we've not seen a clear-cut strategy from government on how this loan will be paid. And as a young man particularly, I'm much more concerned because I know that this is some loan that my generation would pay back for when some of these old politicians are older. So how, for me, how is the government engaging younger people? And particularly, how is the government also providing this information on how they'll repay back loan? And as much as we're talking about repaying back loans, how is the government of the day using this loan? Because when you go to the grassroots, a lot of citizens will tell you that they only hear about palliative from radio and TV. But on the ground, there's nothing happening. And you've even seen reports that have been highlighted today. Some of the people who are beneficiaries of the homegrown school feeding program or even the conditional cash transfer had a shortfall. So government was saying they didn't have enough money. That was strange. And then paying some people less than what they are meant to get, or collecting kickback behind the classroom that this money were being disbursed. I think that we got it wrong. Why did I say we got it wrong? Technology should play a bigger part on conditional cash transfer. So I call it conditional cash payment, because if it's a transfer, it will move from one bank account to another bank account, and then citizens can independently audit how this money is moving. But when you withdraw billions of naira in cash and then you count and you give people by hand, are we moving forward or backward as a country? Technology would make this easy, and we have blockchain technology. We are not satisfied. We're definitely not satisfied with the implementation of how government is providing palliative and stimulus pack. And when you look at it, when you put side by side the resources that have been released and what is happening on ground, definitely we're not satisfied. But we're hoping that conversations that are happening today, because when you look at the spread of COVID-19 since 2020. We've not had any meeting like this that is bringing key stakeholders, and particularly government officials, that has saddled with the responsibility to oversee the disbursement of COVID-19 resources. So I'm excited that Connected Development, in partnership with Budget, is able to bring stakeholders together and get government officials answer critical questions and provide direction. Because with the advent of fake news and misinformation, it is pertinent that government is able to respond proactively to provide timely information for citizens so that we can remain united as we fight the pandemic.